You know that shea butter you were asking about earlier? This it has turmeric in it. That's why you kept saying why was it yellow? Oh, I see. Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
But you were asking about earlier, this it has turmeric in it. That's why.
Go.
You kept saying why was it yellow?
Okie dokie. We have finally made it.
Okay. Okay, go for it.
Okay. So I'm doing the same. It's giving me the same feedback that it was doing last night, but we're going to figure that out as we go.
I'm just going to share it to my page.
Are we good, Marie? There y'all are. I lost you all. Okay. Yay. We are together. And we are talking about some wonderful things tonight. We have had 2 great nights of conversation dealing with various topics surrounding the total body. So tonight's topic is you've got the technique, now what? So those who may not know me, my name is Tameka Conley. My business name is Healthy Hair by Tameka. So hopefully some traffic from there has come over to join us for the conversation. And this has been a vision of mine to do in person, body to body, but because of the COVID, I figure we may as well move that up the timeline. We'll do it virtually, and then we'll get back to the face-to-face interaction when we've developed what will be our new norm. So I've invited my friend and coworker in the industry, Cannye, to join me. Cannye, can you let everybody know about yourself and what it is that you do?
So first of all, I'm honored to be on. I apologize for being a little delayed. My name is Candace, also known as Cannye. I am the CEO of iCannye Artistry as well as Face by Candace. iCannye Artistry basically is my cosmetology aspect of the art world. So that includes the hair, the makeup, the nails, the lashes, working on sets, productions, things of that sort. And then the Face by Candace just pretty much is the permanent brows that I do. So I do, of course, permanent brows. I work for WGN and several other networks. I've worked for Lifetime and all the other good stuff, BT, TV1. The list goes on and on. But I feel like what I guess makes me a little bit different is that I just do hair, makeup, nails, lashes, brows. Like I do everything, all things cosmetology. So I'll just say that. Like today I was at the funeral home. I did not think I was going to be having to do that for a while, but I was planning on doing that May, June, but it came a little sooner. So I do dusturology as well. So pretty much everything, all things hair, makeup, nails, lashes, brows. But my baby would have to be skin and makeup. Tameka knows me more for makeup and skin. So there's that.
So the conversation that I want us to have tonight and to open up to everyone is, you and I sort of talked about it earlier this week about how everybody is into the 40-step drag look or putting on makeup, and I am all for keeping it closest to what looks natural. I definitely make sure that I try and nurse and baby my skin. I am always making sure, like we grew up with witch hazel for the face and this and that. And so those are things that I still sort of carry over, but I know that there are so many other things that are on the market that we may not have been introduced to, especially in the African American household. It's kind of like we grow up, you sort of use what it is that you saw your mom use. So some may just be using Noxzema.
Oh my God, yeah.
Whatever. So, so just to give us a general idea or some suggestions on what we can be doing for proper face cleaning just on a regular basis. I don't know if you want to speak to a specific product or even anything homeopathic, because I know that you too dibble and dabble in the chemistry side of cosmetology as well.
Yeah. So I think a lot of times we have this stereotype that we don't think that with African American skin, we think that we don't have to use SPF. Although our skin can withstand sun a little bit more than maybe other cultures, we still need to have it protected. So a lot of people are so shocked when I tell them that a natural SPF that's really high is shea butter. Shea butter is incredible. Whenever I go on my vacations or whenever I'm going outside, I'll put a thin layer on if it's under my makeup. If I'm not going to wear makeup that day, then I'll just make sure that my whole body is lathered in it, from my arms, whatever's going to be exposed. Another good thing is that in the wintertime, you still need to keep your face hydrated and moisturized. Obviously, your face is going to be a little bit drier because, of course, it's cold outside and you're going to be back and forth in heat. So shea butter is actually good for protecting toward the wind and the cold. Being that we're quarantined in the house, we're thinking, oh, okay, good, I can slack off on my regimens. No,
Absolutely.
because again, we're still inside the house. We have not really been conditioned, most of us, if you're not going outside for your essential runs. If everyone has literally been indoors, then now your body is immune to your indoor air and your environment. So humidifier, that's number one, but also still making sure that your face is moisturized. I always tell people to make sure you do any of your skin techniques 2 hours before you go to bed. If not, your product is going to be all over your pillow and your sheets, and they're going to have the facial, not you. A lot of times what I do is I'll exfoliate 2 times a week. I'll do a mask 2 times a week. My favorite exfoliant is really just sugar. One of my essential oils, I'll use a little bit of glycerin if I need to. And then whatever I need for a problematic area. So we know that lemon helps, or any citrus helps with lightening up dark spots or hyperpigmentation. I do have hyperpigmentation areas due to hormones, but for the most part, if you can tell, my skin is pretty clear. I drink lots and lots of water, like lots and lots of
Which
water.
makes a difference.
Yes, it does. And I tell people, even for your hair to grow, even just for your skin, water plays a huge, 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 huge role in, making sure that, you have great skin and great hair. But one of my favorites, I decided to have it on, this mask right here, amazing. So I use this with either apple cider vinegar. I'll make a paste out of it, or I'll use this with fresh lemons. It just depends on what regimen I'm trying to do, or what regimen I want to, I dropped some of it, but it's like a powdery substance that's really falling. Like this is really live, okay? But it's like a powdery substance, if you can see this. And you just basically just do ratios of, it's instructions on the canister as well, but just same ratios of apple cider vinegar or same ratios of lemon juice, fresh lemon juice. And then you just make a paste out of that. I also use, let me see. I'll show you guys the stuff that I use regularly.
Girl, now you got it all on your top.
Do it! Yo.
Come on.
So what I do is I normally go to like Whole Foods. Just don't pay me no man, y'all. This is me in rare form, because I'm normally all having to do everything right.
Yes.
Y'all don't even know that I have so much clay powder down below, but I'm about to clean up later. Because I like to be glam doll and everything's perfect.
Yeah.
So
and that is one of the things that I wanted to make sure I'm like, no, this is just come be Cannye night. Okay.
Does my face have to be dolled up? Does it?
I'm like, no, I want to talk about the natural stuff. Go ahead.
The quarantine has taught me a lot, though, just to digress a little bit, because we're so used to the hair being done, the makeup done, the nails done. And I'm just it's funny to just laugh at, just not take yourself so seriously. But you can purchase you can find these on Amazon. I think Amazon is going to start delivering regular things. I think some of the dates are saying mid May or so. So you can do that, or Whole Foods is still open. So you can find little containers like this.
Even Dollar Tree now is becoming,
Dollar Tree has them?
Yeah, they're becoming more versed in having little containers and stuff like that too. And a lot of the times they have them in glass. So
yeah, these are glass.
Oh, okay, even there you go.
So then that's good. Dollar Tree. I always tell people, make sure you buy anything in glass. And some of your items you're gonna have to put in the refrigerator because it's natural. It's just that natural. So you just have to make sure that you're not allergic to certain herbs. If you are allergic to herbs, you're not too sure as to what could break you out or what could be sensitive, then I would just say leave everything raw and natural. I also like grapeseed oil. Grapeseed oil is for sensitive skin. It's 100% pure and it's a light silky moisturizer. So this is always the base to anything that I do. So if I want to make like a toner, I'll just take rose water and maybe a little bit of another essential oil. I'll put it in this spray. If I want to do my own lip gloss, or if I'm having a headache or stress that day, then I'll use this. And then maybe I'll use my eucalyptus and my peppermint. Like this is like my real life.
Yes.
I'm always at this little desk doing that. Or I'll take, like I said, brown sugar, regular sugar, mix it with like a grapeseed oil, and that becomes exfoliant for me. Or I'll also use it for my lip. I think I did a tutorial showing people. So like this is like lip scrub.
So when you the sugar scrub that you just described, how long should that stay on?
So
or is it a matter of putting it on and rinsing it right off?
Okay, so here's the thing. If I'm doing a scrub for my lips, so let's just say lips, I'll start with lips first. If I'm gonna do a scrub with my lips, I'll put the scrub on for 15 minutes, and then I'll make sure, if my lips are really, really like potato chip crusty, then I'm gonna use like, I'll use like an old toothbrush and I'll, kind of rub abrasively. If it's not that bad, then I'll just rub my lips together like so, back and forth for 15 minutes. Once I've done that, then I'll take a warm cloth and then wipe off the remainder.
Gotcha.
Most of my skin regimens that I do them when I'm in the shower. The reason why is because I get to bootlegly use the hot steam. So when I'm in the shower, I'm able to do my exfoliant. Then I'll do a facial cleanse. And then I'll put the mask on, and then that gives me time to do the rest of my body, and then once I do that, I'll rinse off the mask. Once I get out, then I'm gonna put on a toner, moisturizer, and then I do my face. Then it's the same thing repeated at night, because before you go to bed, if some people shower before they go, some don't, but when I shower, I'm doing the same thing again. Or if I don't happen to take a shower that night, then I'll just do it, a quick thing in my sink.
So you're suggesting that, professionally speaking, you should be doing the scrub twice a week to exfoliate the skin, and don't forget about your lips.
Yes, and the mask should be, the mask, because the scrub is too abrasive if you're doing it every single day. So at least twice a week.
Okay, and the mask twice a week, alternate days or the same days?
I do it the same day that I'm going to do the exfoliant. And then I also make sure that I irrigate my nose as well as my eyes, because I'm around a lot of chemicals, but more so a lot of makeup. I've noticed that when if I have allergies and I blow my nose, I can see brown or black or the color of my eyeshadow. I'm like, no, meaning I've inhaled it. Yeah. Or because I've done
it's floated into your nose, you don't even realize it.
So I just do a salt. I hate things going in my nose, but I've realized that it's so important for saltwater cleanses, which we're supposed to be doing that anyways, especially now during this time. It helps keep that area, clear, and you want it to be a little bit, you want it to have moisture. So I'll always do that. And then I'll always make sure that I have eye drops, because again, my eyes and my nose, and then I'll also gargle with salt water. And literally when it comes up, again, it's the same color as my makeup or whatever I've done that day. I one time had like fuchsia coming up, and I'm like, what? But it was, I probably
would have freaked out.
It was the eyeshadow. So I'm thinking like, oh my God, so it's really true. Like you can inhale so much of that stuff. And along with cleaning your face, you literally have to irrigate your nose, your mouth, and your eyes. Who would know, right?
You talked about try to make sure that there is a 2-hour window from the time that you do your facial cleanse to the time that you go to bed. Otherwise, you're just wasting product. I have gotten into the habit of, I'm sad to say, at this ripe age, usually as soon as I get in the house, I hit the floor running to get to the restroom. So while I'm in there, I already have everything set up, and I go right into my little regimen. That's definitely less than what you're doing, because I'm usually cloth wipe, and then to make sure that I got all of that off, then I go back with some witch hazel to go back, get whatever residues left off of there, and then I'm doing this whole moisturizing situation. But so the importance of doing it with enough time in between. Why 2 hours?
Okay, so I have a little secret for that too. So these wipes, these are the
Yes,
makeup
those are my
remover.
favorite. The Neutrogena.
Yeah. Yes. These are the ones that remove even waterproof mascara, which we know waterproof anything is so hard. So if I'm not using these, then I absolutely love Clinique. Clinique's cream line, their wipes, their liquid remover, amazing. So my small confession is that I have wipes in my car, but also my husband's car. So when we're leaving an event, I'm taking lashes off. I'm already wiping my face. So I'm catfishing people. Like by the time I leave the event, I'm literally looking like this. So that when I get home, now all I have is a quick regimen. And then my husband gets back in the car the next day, like he thinks it's a bug on his dashboard because it looks like a
And
bug,
it's
but
your
it's a
lash.
But the reason why it's so important, first of all, if you're buying a lot of expensive products and skin regimens, you don't want to waste that money. But even if you're making them homemade or custom, you still don't want to waste that. But I always tease and just say that your pillow and your sheets are having the best facial ever. And that's pretty much, and that's pretty much why I say just do it 2 hours before you go to bed. 2 hours before you go to bed gives it time for your body to oxidize, so it's able to collect the oils and the creams and all the good nutrients that you're getting from your product. So it helps it to kind of settle in or to oxidize. And then again, just being funny, it just makes sure that it's not going to be on your pillow, your sheets, and things of that sort. Because it would be a waste to do all these good regimens and then you don't see the results, or you're wondering like, it's not working too great. Or again, your pillow has consumed pretty much all of it. So that's why I say 2 hours, because that at least gives an hour maybe an hour give, but I just say 2 hours because it gives it time for your body to oxidize, to consume everything, and then it's already kind of settled and dry. So like some of that oil is weared away from like the environment of your home anyway.
And speaking of though, from a hair standpoint as well, when you're rubbing, turning your head in the middle of the night, whatever oils are in your hair, especially if you don't wear a bonnet, then those get into your skin as well. So you need to cleanse again in the morning beyond just basic water.
Yeah.
So now everybody definitely, I don't know, do you have any tips on what to do about upper lip hair removal during the COVID? Like I've already cheated. I was like, I'm not coming on any live without getting rid of my situation.
Really?
But
mine is on here. So ta-da.
my aunt Thelma sells Avon. So I already took some of the sensitive skin depilatory cream and got rid of that. Sunday.
Wow.
I was like, no, get rid of that.
So you never heard of the sugar and the honey? I think isn't it like a sugar or honey technique that you can do to remove hair?
See, I'm not sure though, because like I'm scary too. So I know what dried honey could do.
At least you're removing yours, because I'm not removing mine. I literally, mine is not as hairy per se, but I always, how when people always say when you remove it, then it grows back thicker. So I always had that fear.
Well, I mean, the whole concept is to not allow room for it to grow back. That would be ideal. Same with our armpits and everywhere else. It's like, well, you're not, please don't stop shaving under your arms because you think it's going to come back thicker. The idea is to catch it before it becomes an afro. But
I'm looking up so it is a sugar wax recipe. I don't know if for whatever reason I've just been, because I'm a brain aneurysm survivor. 2015, that's when I was diagnosed with the aneurysm, and from there, that's what made me just become so into homeopathic. My father was an herbal person. We always called him a bootleg herbalist. But that's how I kind of like healed myself from being sick. My aneurysm now is super, super small, so it's undetectable. Like sometimes when they do a scan, they can't even find it. And I refuse to take the medicines that they, told me to do. So that's why I researched so much things for my body. So like even down to waxing, I've been wanting to do this, so that's why it's so funny that you thought about that. But I think the sugar wax would be, it's saying it's only like 11 steps, and everything on here we have already. I'm like looking, granulated sugar, lemon juice, warm water. That's it.
So you'll have to send that to me so we can make sure that we put it in the comment section so they'll be able to look it up and get rid of this upper lip situation, because a lot of people just get that done when they go to the nail salon. They're like,
Yeah.
zoop, 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 zoop,
I
bikini.
would tell people though, be careful going to the nail salons getting it done, because when I used to go, I haven't been in so long, but when I did used to go, I noticed that they use the same stick for everyone, and that's just like not
And
okay.
let's be real, popsicle
Popsicle,
sticks are like $6 for 100. So it's really unnecessary.
even probably cheaper than that. So that's why my clients have been so amazed when they come. They're like, you're using like, I will for probably one eyebrow or whatever I'm doing, the lip, brow, chin. They're like, you have 15, 20 sticks that you're using, and they'll feel so sad for me. I'm like, please don't be sad, because this is not, this is first of all how it's supposed to be done. And secondly, like, please don't worry about the cost. That's why you're paying what you're paying, because then I can always,
It covers the
re-up on
cost.
my stuff. Yeah. But then they notice that their skin is not as red. They also notice that it's not irritated. They don't break out. Most of my clients who would normally say, oh my God, I break out normally from waxing, but I'll try it from you, are shocked, because they're like, I didn't break out. I'm not red. I'm not. And I would prefer to think that it's because of the sanitation practices, but I'm not double dipping. So that's why I was like, be careful. Even when we open back up, be careful running back to those same practices, because now you do have people who are going to overly now be sanitizing, which they should have been doing that from the get-go. But when you go to those particular shops, I can't stress enough that, you might have one person that's licensed and they're working under that license, versus a licensed cosmetologist or a licensed esthetician or a licensed nail tech has went to school, has went through the proper sanitation, guidelines, and then they're good. Like, you just had Corinne on, what was it, Monday?
Monday.
So impressed with the fact that before this was even happening, she had somebody spraying down her whole salon. So that's why I was like, and I'm going to share that video so I can let people know, if your nail shop has not showed that they're doing that, don't go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, waxing is amazing, but now you're making me feel like I need to do mine now.
Oh, you're good. You're good. Okay. And one question, well, another quick something before we deal with this 10-minute beat. Okay. So a person that has dark circles here and everything, what are some homeopathic solutions to lightening those spots up, you think?
So anything that you want that's darkened, even like your inner, I know we're talking about skin on the face, but even like your inner thigh, your underarms, neck, sometimes even in our cheek line will have the darkness, and like you just mentioned, the darkness in different areas. Lemon juice or anything citrus. So your grapefruit, your lemon, your lime, your orange, but more so that lemon helps to lighten. But a lot of people don't realize, we'll try something for, let's just say, a few days, and they're like, it's not working. It takes literally probably 45 days for something to become effective. And I tell people that's the same thing with your hair cycle, your skin cycle. It takes time, because you have your cells growing, your nails are growing, your skin is shedding, you have all that different things. So you're not even giving yourself the proper time frame to see the stuff work. So at least try to do the regimen for at least 45 days. So 45 days, you can, lemon is actually safe to put on the face every day. You can literally do it every day.
Now, people, do you know whether or not that regimen is good for people with psoriasis or dermatitis or anything like that? Or, because I'm thinking along the lines like the lemon may sting, what would be, I don't know, we probably need to look that up.
Well, you know what, though, lemon is alkaline. I know that when I first used to do it, at first my face was like, whoa, what's happening? But then as I, continue to do it, and I continue to see the results in my face lightening, my face became more comfortable with it. I find it amazing that sometimes we put the most harshest products, and that's why sometimes a lot of estheticians won't really agree with me when I say to use certain things, because they're so fixated on a certain product. And no matter how much we might think that it's 100% natural, it's not, because they have to put some type of preservative to keep it. So that's why I say, that's why I say, just do your raw regimen, and you can keep it in the refrigerator. But if you feel like your face is going to be super, super irritated, then I would say stop it. But give it a day or two, maybe 2 or 3 days, and it should be okay. Because the same people that I noticed that have complaints or sensitivity, and I'm not making mockery, but these are the same ones who are like eating pork and who are eating Flamin' Hot. So like anything else that you'd be like, well, girl. So if it's not going to be super detrimental, then I would just say, try it out for a couple of days. If you absolutely can't bear it, then I would just say switch to something else. But I do know that even in a lot of lighteners, lightening serums and different things of that sort, lemon is the base to it. It's just that they've put so much other stuff in it to dull it down. So that's why you can't really feel the sting as you would the raw lemon. So, and then with the lemon though, I would also say break it up with like the oil again.
Oil.
Yep, exactly. So that then if you feel like your skin is, see me, I'll literally take a lemon, cut it up and rub it all over my face, but I'm used to it that way. So somebody who's a newbie starting off, maybe they can just take some of the lemon juice and squeeze it into a container with the oil and then do it as such. Turmeric also works very amazing. So you can take turmeric powder and you can put it in, you can make a paste that will also do the same thing as a lemon. So maybe I'll just say you can do the turmeric, but I'm a hardball. I'm like, go for the lemon.
Go hard or go home.
when someone gives you lemons, make a lemon facial, okay? No, but turmeric is your alternative. I don't like to see that per se, but yeah, turmeric will do the same thing. But I just feel like that lemon really just gets the job done. Yeah, I have to show you some pictures of my skin before and after when I was doing the lemon regimen, and you can notice the difference. Yeah.
So let's get on to this 10-minute beat.
Lordy.
What are some essential pieces that ladies can keep in their bag, even the novice, the person that's not into makeup, or the person who don't think it take all of that? I want you to give us a quick, or walk us through a 10-minute beat with daily essentials that every girlfriend should have in her purse, as well.
Good. So I don't have to actually do it. I was like,
no. You can do this. You can take it on and off, quick, fast, and in a hurry.
Oh, so you do want me to do one, or you?
Yes. Because people are like, oh well, she's a makeup artist, it's easy for her, and I'm sure that they've been watching. Everybody's been at home. If we're not looking at Netflix or Hulu, we're looking at YouTube. And I've seen so many makeup tutorials on Facebook during this season. I'm like, oh, not everybody is a makeup artist.
I know, right? I'm like, welcome.
So since they've been YouTube trained, and that's kind of like where I came up with the whole topic. You've got the technique, now what? Okay, so it's like you aren't most people aren't thinking about the foundation of the skin, because they're thinking about this 40-step makeup habit that they can cover up. But the everyday person, where that's just too much for them, and nobody's doing that to go to work. At least you shouldn't. You definitely should have a work look and a kick it look. Your work eyebrows and your kick it eyebrows.
Yeah,
I mean, there is a difference, and I think many people don't realize that. So if you can walk us through get ready for work. I want to see the I'm the receptionist at a Fortune 500 company look.
Oh Lord. Well, I'll do a quick look. Most people, I like to do pomade for my brows. I've just been on this whole pomade fix. The reason why pomade lasts a little longer on the eyebrow, and it's normally waterproof. So literally, if you're sweating throughout the day, or depending on the element of the day, or just whatever, you literally can go a whole day, and by the time you get home, your brows are still intact. And no one wants to walk around with the face beautifully beat and then your brow is kind of smudged or going away. Yeah, but for the sake of it's easier for people to use pencil, and then also for the sake of the fact that I'm gonna be wiping it off anyway. Doing my makeup has been such a torture, because y'all be like, do your face, make it be. I'll be sitting here so pretty, like I want to go somewhere. But only for you. So what I would do, I would focus on my brow. I don't know if you guys can see clearly. You can see me clearly?
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So I just like to follow the shaping of my brow. A lot of people say, how come they can't get a perfect brow? Normally, if your brow is not maintenance, or if it's not, tweezed or threaded, however way you take care of your brow, then it's going to be a little harder to make the perfect brow. But I literally follow the shaping of my brow. And it's so funny that you asked me to do a 10-minute face, because I just did a 10-minute challenge with the timer. Yep, it's on my page. But yeah, follow the shaping of my brow. I always say that your brow should be sisters, not cousins, even if they're stepsisters. It's a little
I heard
bit
the saying, a friend of mine, Nikki, she would say, your brows are sisters, not twins, so they may not be exactly the same.
very true. And even though people will gas me up and cheer me on and say, oh my God, they're perfect, you did a good job, I'll just, I'm still going to be a little bit. So the perfect pencil to use is a pencil that has a spoolie on the end. What is a spoolie? A spoolie is like a mascara wand. So the mascara wand is very important because then you can fade out some of the product that you use. Also doing light strokes is perfect. So in a 10-minute face, these would just be just fine. However, because I'm who I am, I just still want to conceal them right quick because I know that I'm going to do a quick face. The concealer, so someone might ask, what does the concealer do? The concealer just carves them out and make them a little bit more perfect. So what I do is I go under and I'll add a little concealer. And the concealer is normally 1 to 2 shades lighter than your normal skin tone. And then when you do the top one, you're going to normally use a color that's the same color as your skin tone. So my brows, I've been keeping them tweezed lately. Because I'm microblade and microshade, I was actually supposed to be getting my microblade and microshading done. So you're technically not supposed to wax or do anything to them. And that's why I've been growing mine out. But now I'm like,
I love them. Mine never grow that full.
Yeah, so mine has grown super, super full because I was preparing for microblade. And here's the thing, I don't really need the microblading, microshading. I don't know if you're like me though in this industry. Everything that I provide, I've experienced. So I've had a sew-in, I've had micros, I've had my makeup done, obviously. I've had a facial. So I've never had the microblading or the microshading. So I really wanted to try it for that reason. Obviously, I already know how to do my brows. I actually have full enough brows. But I just wanted to try it just so if it makes it a little bit easier for me even in the morning, that's perfect. But also, I never like to provide something and then I can't tell a person how it is, even though I know everyone's experience is different. So I'm just literally following the shaping. I'm not taking anything away. And then I'm going to take a blending brush and blend the product away. You don't want to have what's called a halo brow. Halo, I can see your halo. Okay, so those are the brows. From there, I would do a moisturizer. So I'm gonna go ahead and use a little bit of my shea. I have a whipped shea butter, and then I also have a cream.
Mm-hmm.
And then I normally would have used a primer, but again, it doesn't make sense to use a primer. I find that a foundation stick, this is called a TV paint stick. I use this when I'm on set a lot. A lot of people might think it's super heavy, but it just depends on how many strokes that you put on your face. So in this case, I'm just gonna put a few strokes down my face. And this is the part where that helps me cheat, because once I've done that, all I have to do now is buff it into shape. Yes. And so my trick in the wintertime, I'm normally the same shade all throughout the year. I always use the same shade foundation. I change up on my powder. So when it's wintertime, I'm going to use a lighter powder. When it's summertime, I'm going to use a darker powder. So same foundation, different powders.
Gotcha.
Blend it into your neck. You don't want it to look like a Jim Carrey mask. And then I put it on my eyes. Like I'll close my eye and put it over. That's why a lot of people think I'm wearing eyeshadow, but I'm not. Get this big forehead that I be hiding from y'all. With my bangs and my wig.
Hey, you know, once you're in the industry, you've seen every shape the face and the forehead can offer. You're like, okay,
Listen.
now how can I enhance the strengths?
I think some people didn't realize my forehead was so big though until they saw me wear like ponytails or like when I wear my turban and stuff. They're like, I didn't know your forehead was that. I'm like, it's a trick to how I put my So you don't have to do highlight and contouring. A 10-minute face is literally what it is, a 10-minute face. If you have time to quickly do some contouring or anything, you can. I normally use full coverage foundation, so that's why I don't need any concealer for my under eye. So now I'm going to take a powder, because my rule of thumb is anytime you put any cream or liquid on your face, you need to have some type of powder to set it. So as you can see, I'm patting the pressed powder into my face. A lot of people don't realize that loose powder, you're normally doing the circular motions. Pressed powder, you're literally pressing. As the name is, pressed powder. So you're pressing it onto your face. Okay, then I would take a little bit of my highlighter. I'm almost done, believe it or not.
We're taking it all in, all the knowledge. So far, the steps have been, we're going to hit the brow with a little bit of eyebrow pencil.
And concealer.
And then concealer above and beneath. Go a little lighter underneath. Same skin complexion on, same as your skin complexion for the top. Then moisturizer, foundation, pressed powder.
Look at you, girl. Well, we know you're good at following directions. My God. Looking for my brush, because I haven't. I'll just use this one. Okay. So this one is just highlighter. The reason why I like highlighter, it just, to me, brightens up the face. The rule of thumb for highlighter, it technically only needs to go right above your cheek. So where you would smile, this is where your blush is gonna go. I'm gonna put some blush on too, but I'm gonna put this right above. And it's pretty much everywhere where the natural lighting would hit, or if you're in the sun. I notice sometimes when I don't wear any makeup and I take a picture and it's in front of the sun, it'll look like I've had my face highlighted because it's a natural highlight from the sun. So pretty much a lot of people ask, what is highlighter? It's just to mimic everywhere where the sun would hit. So I would put it at my forehead, just right above my brow. Like I said, right above my cheek, a little bit at the tip of my nose, and a little bit by my chin. These are all the areas that natural lighting, studio lighting, or the sun would hit. As far as blush, it took me a while to fall in love with blush. I never liked blush.
Rouge is the
yes,
old
right? I normally like orange blush, but I don't want to have to dig around for it. So I'll just use a regular brush, but you'll smile.
Right underneath the highlight.
Exactly. You kind of want to marry them together though, so it doesn't look like Neapolitan ice cream.
Yes, Lord.
Because if I was contouring, that would have been the strawberry, the vanilla, and then that dark contour. Contour is only if I'm going to go to like a party, or I'm going out, or it's my birthday, or photos, or things of that sort. Next step, I'm going to do some liner, because I need liner. I just need liner. So I'll glide that on the bottom.
That's the first piece that most girls are allowed to wear. At least when I was growing up, it was the first piece of makeup is eyeliner and lip gloss.
Really?
Eyeliner was the first bit. Before even lipstick, you can start wearing eyeliner. You were well on your way. You were preteen then.
See, and y'all were lucky at that. I guess maybe in the strict past as kid, my first thing was that good old Ooh Baby lip gloss. That was the only thing I was allowed to do.
Well, see, by the time I became a teenager, then mood lipstick had just become a thing again.
Got it.
So, it kind of would go on clear, but by the time mid service, it had a little red to it. But by then, I already had it on.
Yeah, I was 8th grade. I was so shocked because my mom let me get a full set of nails, which I was just, oh my God, shocked. And I stared at them the whole time we left the salon while we were ordering McDonald's. I'm just looking at my nails, went home, just staring. Girl, I was like, oh my God, I have my nails done. And it was like a French manicure at the time, because that was really super popular then. And you couldn't tell me anything. You couldn't tell me nothing. Let's see. All I need now is mascara and gloss. So I have waterproof. I wish I had my regular one because this one is going to take some time to get off. But you know what? If I use I love micellar water too. This is what I remove my makeup with as well.
Gotcha.
It's amazing. Amazing. So you can put that on like a little cloth.
Mm-hmm.
And you can do it that way as well. Sometimes you can buy unscented cloths and you can actually make your own makeup remover with like rose water and with micellar water and, you know, all the good stuff. I'm always making something DIY.
I think it's just a part of being a creative.
Yeah. So
since we've been home, I've even made a blanket.
Ooh.
Not crochet or anything like that. I was going through the checkout line at Walmart and they had some little you tie the pieces of fleece together in different ways to tie the knot and make a blanket.
You have to take a picture and send it to me. I want to see
Girl,
it.
it ain't cute.
Still, it don't matter. That was something good for your like therapy.
For real though, I just had to get it out.
And you know what? We're so used to using our hands. That's why when I saw something, I've told people since we've been on this whole sabbatical, I'm like, whether you're lunching, or lounging, you're still accomplishing something. But a person was telling me, you gotta sit still. You're making me feel guilty that I'm not doing something. I said, please don't feel guilty. I'm just so used to doing something with my hands. So that's why I have to keep going. And so I feel like you was like, oh, it's ugly. It don't matter. It's something with your hand.
So I spent the beginning portion for years now, I've been making a shea butter based skin salve for family. And then from there, people are like, okay, well, I want to try it. I want to order because it works really well for my family members that have eczema and psoriasis and things like that.
Got it.
And so I've been, here I go, boiling shea butter and what have you. And in between time while it's setting, making blankets.
Wow. You know, another thing that's good for the skin, if you have psoriasis or eczema or any of that stuff, calendula. It's Calendula. It's an herb. You can get it. If you wanted to make it homemade, you can get it, but you'd have to soak it and put it in the oil and then boom. But if you want it already made, the company that makes my favorite chapsticks and makes my favorite skin food, they have it. It's in a yellow container and it has calendula in it. And I remember I was trying to find out things. I don't have skin issues, but my nephews and nieces did. So I always try out things on my face since I don't have sensitive skin. Like I don't break out from anything. So I tried it on myself and then suggested for my sister, but it's so...
Spell it again for us.
Calendula. It's actually a flower. And yeah, my sister was like, it was amazing. And at the time, my niece was probably like 3-4 weeks old. And she used the whole line, the whole cream and everything. She used the oil because a lot of times the other stuff is a little bit more, you know, agitating. Even some people said oatmeal and the oats and honey when they're supposed to take a bath with that is irritating. But the calendula, long as you're not allergic to any flowers or plants, dandelions, things of that sort, that's an amazing thing for the skin. Yeah.
So back to this 10-minute look.
I hope it's cute. Yeah.
But see, and that says I'm a receptionist or an executive and things of that sort. And that's the piece that I think that we really, as women, need to really focus. Part of what we should be focusing on is not just succumbing to the trends of being overly made up. It has its place. And to know the skill set is definitely a plus in our industry, but even more so, creating a look that's natural, that enhances and highlights who you are without masking who you are.
Now, let's just say that you leave from work, though, and you're going to go out and have some cocktails with your friends or go meet up with your spouse. Then you wipe off that natural lip, and then you pop on your lipstick, and that's what changes the whole look. So now I have...
You got go get 'em, girl lip.
So now, same look, but now this lip is popping. And then if you really just feel like you need to do something more, you can add an extra coat of the mascara, or that's when you'll go ahead and pull out your lashes, and then you'll pop on your lashes in the bathroom. So now you have lashes, lip, and it changes the whole look. So you literally went from a daytime look to a nighttime look. Or if you still got to get super fancy, you can take a good old smudge brush and smudge a little bit of dark, you know, eyeshadow just to give yourself a semi-smoky eye. So semi-smoky eye, pop a lash, put a lip, that's literally 5 minutes right there and you're out the door.
So unless you have anything else you want to discuss, I'm going to make sure that in the comment field we place the recipe for the scrub as well as for the exfoliating scrub as well as the mask, and then
that I got everywhere.
Everybody can go back and replay for the step-by-steps on the basic 10-minute face where you use what, six pieces, something about so concealer, foundation, eyeliner, lipstick, and press powder.
Yeah.
So with the moisturizer, everyone should have some form of a moisturizer. Definitely quick and easy, but most importantly, just reminding everybody to layer up. Make sure you're using something with SPF. What's the recommended number behind the SPF for melanin skin or just in general?
You know what? That I should know by heart, and I'm gonna be honest, I don't know because I'm so busy always using the shea butter, which is the highest SPF to use. So I would have to probably Google it right quick just to see, but I was gonna give off a number, and I'm like, my esthetician friends would probably giggle and laugh like, no, ma'am. But I thought it was gonna be 15 highest.
Well, we don't want to give them, we can always just add that to the comment fields on both your page and my page to make sure.
Yeah, so it says SPF 30 is the most common level for most people's skin to block the UV rays, but SPF 15 blocks 93% of the UVB rays. Yeah, so that's, I don't know why I thought 15, but I know that shea butter literally is on the level, probably, if it's saying 15, between 15 and 30, I would literally be able to argue with someone and tell them it's probably like 28, 29, 30. Because it is no, and then a lot of people think, people think shea butter is going to burn your skin because it's an oil, but I was like, it's non-comedogenic, so it doesn't clog your pores, it doesn't interfere with people who have oily skin, and it's literally a barrier. It's not really an oil, it's a barrier.
It's a natural oil from a nut. That's what makes the difference. It's not a petroleum
coming from Africa,
situation.
and you know, they're closest to the sun, so if they use it.
Well, thank you for your time. I
appreciate
you.
I had so much fun, and I'm so glad I was still able to do it.
Yay, me too. It was well worth the wait. A wealth of knowledge, as you always are. And
thank you. You too.
To after the COVID, so we can do chats and meetups like this in person and invite people out to come ask questions. Do all those kind of things.
To do a forum.
Pick our brains.
Yeah. Even if we do a male and female forum too, like barbers versus hairstylists. I don't know why my light keeps shutting off, but okay. And it's fully charged.
Giving us that's may the Lord watch.
Right between the.
Thank you again. Once again, I appreciate you, and I'll go ahead and text me the recipes. I want to make sure I put it in the comment fields correctly.
Okay, sure. Yeah, and then you can just copy and paste them.
Yeah, and if anybody you're looking for a makeup artist for that special occasion, then Cannye is still that person to go to. And microblading, micro shading, don't sleep on it. Don't be afraid of it. I know a lot of people getting their brows tattooed in, just going to the regular tattoo artist, but there is a difference in a level of expertise that goes along with that. So you have someone that is trained in that particular area as well as licensed in the field of cosmetology as well. So she covers all of those bases and will be able to help with all of those needs. Thank you again, sis. I will talk to you later. Tell Fun thanks for giving us some of his nighttime.
Listen, he probably was like, he got a break from hearing me.
All right. Talk to you soon.
See you later. Love you, sis.
Love you too. Bye-bye.